there is something common among all those 80s dungeon crawler games. Do you know the answer? It is. That is right, graph paper. You probably spent hours like I did, moving one space and updating the graph paper, and then moving again and drawing more squares. It took hours to map an entire level of a dungeon. We all loved doing this, gave us a sense of accomplishment. Alternate reality did not have a mapping system. So in the enhanced version of the game, I have added a mini-map to the game. It shows a 9 by 9 square of the surrounding area. As you walk around, it will map out the area you have been. The catch to making this work is you have to have a compass. Without it, the area will not be marked as you have been there. You can turn this on or off by hitting the A key. One of my favorite games was Ultima Underworld. I loved this game when it came out, and have been it several times throughout the years since. I loved the map system it had. It had an option to show the entire level on the screen. You can do this with alternate reality by hitting the key. It will pull up a full screen with the map. Only the area you have been to will show mapped out. It will also place you on the map. It uses an arrow to show player position. Direction of arrow shows which way you are facing. If at any time you lose your compass, the map will stop updating with areas you have been to. Also, watch out. Some areas have spells on them, and prevent you from mapping those areas out. If you are in that area, it will randomly show your position on the map. So if the game is showing you somewhere you do not think you are at, it might be the case you are in an area with a spell protection. The map feature helps to improve the gameplay. I think it is a big feature increase, but the only thing Ultima Underworld had was the ability to write on the map. So I added this feature to the map system. On each map you can write to the map and delete text from the map. I also added a feature so you can turn on or off of the labels if you want to see the map without the text label being displayed, just in case some text is blocking view of a certain area. You can write as many labels as you want on the screen. You will see on the right-hand side there is a legend bar that tells you what some of the color codes on the map mean. Different places on the map has different colors. I would guess using codes to label areas of interest as text will get too much after a period of time. You could do something like G for goblin area, S for spider area. I think this will be a huge improvement in gameplay. No more notes to remember areas or places where you drop items that you need to go back later to get them, as long as they are still there. Do not forget NPC can pick up items off the floor. They can't pick up things that are placed there by the game, only items that are dropped by the player. Here is a little example of the code behind the full screen map. I first register to listen to certain keyboard inputs, and register to listen for button clicks. That is the write, erase, show labels, buttons on the lower right corner of the screen. The onAction function handles the input keys I am listening for. This class has a state to determine which mode it is in to determine what to do with keyboard inputs. It handles the backspace, space and return key inputs to deal with entering in a label. Next function is the onKevin that handles all the raw keyboard inputs, basically the alphabet. If in the state of entering a label, checks to see if the key is printable and if show add it to the string. There is a function for confirm response. That is when you click on delete label, it asks if you are sure and make a return call back to handle response. There is a mouse button event function that gets called when one of those buttons are clicked on. The unhandled mouse input function gets called when it determines it is not a button click. It checks if it is one of two states and handles the button click. The rest of the functions deal with display grid positions on the map and drawing door, color-coded grid spot to indicate something is there, and so forth. Thanks for watching my little channel, and watch more for more progress on alternate reality, the remake. Please do not forget to subscribe and like the video.